Welcome back, everybody. Today is Thursday, April 10th, and today, before I do my dailies, I'm going to just talk about two different things. As you can see on my screen, Neopets announcement, and the other one is about the influencer board game goodie bags. Yes, this is the Monopoly stuff, and it made an appearance on Neopets at some point. Some people got it, and some people tried to put it on sale. And I'm going to give my opinion based on me being I guess, a Y Schwartz influencer of some sorts. So over here, there's this announcement. As you seen in my video yesterday, I discovered what was happening on general discussion. I've been away for a couple days and coming back to this, my general discussion did not look like general discussion anymore. It became general Neopets discussion. I was going to say Neopets general discussion, but they put the Neopets in between it. Now, I will say up front, I don't really want to discuss this at all. You can see the official statement over here by Neopets. I'm just showing you if you want to see it. If you've not seen it yet, this is how you would go about doing it. You can see this all over social media. You could see other people's opinions on the board itself. I'm not saying this is not important at all. It's just one of those ones where, as I mentioned yesterday, I come on to Neopets to hang out, play, talk to people, have some fun, talk to all of you, talk about life things. I hope you feel comfortable to talk to me about life things as well. But this is one of those ones where this is getting a little bit too much for me, and I just want to go back to the days of general discussion where you have topics like this. Anyone live in an apartment? Low. How do I survive this? I will also just throw one last thing out there. I don't know if canceling all of your orders or everything dealing with Neopets is really a good thing. But I mean, we all make choices in life, and that's the direction you go. So moving on over here, board game goodie bag. This one was very interesting to me. So this is my screenshot as of 10:37. As you could see, what I did here was I deleted the names. But if you were to search at this very moment, board game goodie bag, you will still see one person having it up. So there's no way I could blur that out or delete that out. That is on you, but it is still out there. And what people were asking on Neopets Nation was, how does these people have these board game goodie bags? And someone actually wrote back, one of these people. So here we go. Hey everyone, I wanted to clarify something about the board game goodie bag item I recently put up for trade. I received it a few months early as part of a Neopets influencer collaboration, but I hadn't been super active on the site lately and didn't realize the official release wasn't until June. That is, to me, honestly, that whole statement right there is crazy. When I saw a goodie bag already on the trading post, the one other user who listed that it was for resellers, I didn't really understand that part. I mistakenly assumed others had received their goodie bags, so I put mine up for trade too. That was definitely my bad. I've since taken it down and will wait until June once everyone has access to theirs before listing again. Also, I noticed some folks were talking about reporting accounts that had the item listed, mine and someone else's. Totally understand the confusion, but just wanted to suggest maybe holding off on reports in cases like this. Sometimes there's context behind it, and it's not always someone trying to cheat the system. So, thanks for understanding and sorry for the confusion. Blah 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 blah. The reason why they said about the reporting because people are like, "How do you even get this?" Because the codes aren't out there. So that's the part about that one. I didn't understand when I saw Goodbag already on the train post. The one other user who listed that it was for resellers. So it was for resellers. I don't know what that means. Only one in existence right now. Please mail offers, Neo mail offers. Right. So the one that's still there is the only one in existence, and the one down here is that person with that statement. So why I say this part is crazy to me is I received it a few months early as part of Neopets influencer collab, but I hadn't been super active on the site lately and didn't realize the official release wasn't until June. I just think right here, here's a problem. Communication on Neopets side. If you have an influencer program thingy that you're going to be giving this stuff out, you should probably communicate to people when it's going to be released and what you actually want them to do with the item. I think there is something horrible here when your influencer is taking the item and immediately trying to sell it. So if you don't remember what's inside of this sucker, well, you got this stuff. There it is, exclusive prize, Sterling Sky stamp. avatar and all these down here. I assume all of these are inside of that goodie bag. Obviously, since nobody has admitted that they opened it at this point, that's just my assumption. Maybe the avatar comes like separately. You get something from that, but at the very least, you get the goodie bag, and I expect these 5 things in here to show up. So I think that's interesting. I just can't believe that, like when you think of influencers and all that, you want to make a video or some sort of content, picture, something, anything like that. Potentially, I would assume of you opening said board game goodie bag, and it's up to the person to do what they will with it. I think it says something else when someone actually tries to take the item and sell it. Okay, they saw it up for sale and they sell it. I mean, again, I'm not trying to attack this person. I'm not trying to do that whatsoever. I just know because being on the Y Schwartz side, influencers actually mean something. I hate the word influencer, by the way. It annoys me so much. I don't know why. I don't like the thought of me like pushing someone in a direction of a decision. Just don't like it. And I will tell you this. This is a story that I had from Y Schwartz. All right, so if you don't know, I do Y Schwartz content. I do TCG cards. This is why in this that's why it says Neopets with Big B, because my other channel, the Fried Spread, I call myself Big B. And that is where I do my cards. And one time, Y Schwartz put out this set called Guilty Gear Strive. You may have heard of this thing before, because it's not, just a card game. So what you have over here are a bunch of cards, and this is the high rarity cards. This is the cards that people are looking for generally. And I said generally because these are SPs. Normally they have signatures on it. For this set, they didn't do signatures. They just did these garbage gold borders, as you can see right here. They were terrible to the point where people didn't want them. See, let me just go out to Y Schwartz if you've never seen it. Let me just type in Rascal does not Dream Series. Okay, this is the newest one that just came out, and I will show you the high rarity card. And right here, you can see this one sold for $1,600. Right down here, $1,600. Okay, get that? So going back over here to Guilty Gear, it was really bad, and I did a video about how far the dollar amounts on these cards dropped to the point where people actually didn't even realize because they thought it wasn't the greatest. They moved on with their lives. I showed the video. Next day, people bought all these cards up. Right? It went from being $7 to now $15. Yeah, people were buying up the cards. It was interesting to actually watch, and that's happened time and time again to me. I've talked about a card next day, they go up in price. It's just insane what influencers can do. And my whole point, again, going back to all this, is just like, what was the plan here, and how many of these did they actually give out? Does that cut into the amount of limited number that they were supposedly going to actually sell? There's a lot of these actual interesting things because if somebody wanted to resell this, that changes the number. Maybe it's a small amount. Maybe it's 50, or maybe that's 50 of the 2,000, or maybe there's 500 over this 2,000. It makes it just very questionable, and at the same time, it's just downright bad that your influencer that you're trying to get to promote this is already. I mean, it's sold out. It's sold out. I actually don't even really understand the whole point of the influencer when the item is actually sold out. Maybe if they come out with the retail version, like this, not this limited edition one, but like a more retailed ones that can just be printed into infinity and beyond. Yeah, maybe that's when you do that. But this run right here, not really understanding. I think I think really communication needs to happen just a bit more. But that is where I end with all that. So if you are taking off now, thanks for watching. Really appreciate it. But I'm just gonna go do my dailies quick. By the way, this site for me, I don't know about you, has been laggy for a couple days. And I will tell you 100% I did Trudy's yesterday. I even made sure the money calculated over all of that good stuff. And again, I still have this streak broken. So something for me on my side is broken. Maybe it's just me. But I know I pushed the button. I do this every freaking day. There's no way I miss Trudy's yesterday or that time I showed you before. But great for me. I have this this Streak Saver ticket, which you get two for a month. But it just annoys me that I even have to do this just because I know for a fact that there is no way that I missed my streak yesterday. Not one chance. There's a lot of things that I get confused about. That this is not it. Okay, ooh, yay, hooray, hooray. And I say this because I mean there's probably other people out there that don't have these Streak Saver tickets that probably had the same issue with Trudy's that I had. And I think it's just super annoying that the site's not like working as it is. They have so many issues right now. It just sucks. It sucks for them in many, many ways, but I guess it's their own doing. The whole agendas thing, one last thing about that. Look. You see that? It sparkled again, but I know I got it. See, come back tomorrow for prizes. I had that message down here at the bottom of the screen yesterday. It's not on camera because I just do it right away when I get to look. It's still like thinking. Yeah, am I? Can I spin again? Okay, right there. I have spun the thing. So I'm only frustrated just because that happened twice now. And we have the Festival of Neggs. Don't forget, it starts today. Starts at 10 a.m. Neo Standard Time, so it's a little bit too early for me. Interesting enough, when I clicked on it earlier today, it was like, "Hey, you got all this stuff," and I already got it last year. It just pops up just because it's not reset yet. So make sure to do your Festival of Neggs every day, and be sure to sign up for premium so you get your chance at really nice stuff, which is heck is it? There it is. You get that, of course. I've talked about that a little bit yesterday. Dang, Trudy surprise. Very frustrating. Yeah, this, I don't know. Hopefully the lag is gone. I said that yesterday. I'm like, does anybody else have this lag? And again, I did that water paintbrush yesterday, which I don't really want, but I'm just going to keep for now. Like I said, interest. Yeah, actually, you know what? I don't know if I'm even going to do my dailies on it. I'm just, we've got, let me go this. Anyone live in an apartment? Let me see this one. I just moved out from my parents' house at 35. Sharing walls is no fun. Loud, smelly neighbors, super loud. Any tips to survive? I feel like the only one who doesn't own a house at my age. I let me say this. Not everybody needs to own a house. I know some people don't want to own a house. Some people don't want to mow the lawn. And, when you don't want to mow the lawn, you can get a condo. If you don't want to mow the lawn, you can rent an apartment. If you don't have the money, then living at home is not a bad thing. I know some people say that, but it's not. And honestly, anybody, even if you work at McDonald's, all you really need to do is budget a little. That's all you got to do. I would save up more as much as possible, but you can save. And it sounds very crazy, but if you save for 5 years, you can definitely do it. You can get an FHA loan. You can do all of that, and voila, you end up with a house. By the way, stock market yesterday, I saw your comments. So, yeah, interesting. It was crazy what happened yesterday. So it was nice because I made sure to buy some stocks early on in the morning. I was like, you know what? I'm gonna get me some nibbles after I had my Neopets video talk about all of this. So it was great how it worked out. I would also say, like, actually, I'll write you in the comments about what you'd say. But I'm again not a financial advisor. We all do what we all do. But with the nice part about the Roth IRA or any 401k, outside. You can have a 401k, you can have an IRA, any one of those. That is just the whole ability, the dollar cost average into thing. That's one of the best parts about that. You're not really day trading out of your 401k or anything like that. So just slowly put it in, I think, is the most sense. Most people at your age don't own houses these days, so don't worry about it. No matter what people say, like things are different than they were like 50 years ago. Don't sweat that part. You're not alone in the slightest. So you can get like this corrugated foam that can be put on the walls to help dampen the noise and you're making and should help cut down the noise from others. Yeah, again, I say this, it's really if you want to own it and how motivated you are. You can honestly get a house by 25. You really can do that. It's what you want to do with your life. Do you want to go to college? Obviously, you want to go to college, not going to be doable. But if you want to actually get a job, just right out of high school, you can get in house. Don't let anybody out there in the world tell you you cannot buy a house. If they're telling you cannot buy a house and you want a house, I'm not saying you're buying some freaking mansion. I'm not saying that whatsoever, but you can get a place to call your own. And if that means you need to fix it up a little bit, yeah, you're gonna have to fix it up a little bit. But you can have a place to call your own. And anybody that tells you any different, they're not helping you whatsoever. You need to find someone else to talk to. I'm not talking about some sleazeball. I'm literally telling you, you can do it. You save some money up and you get an FHA loan. Many people are aged. Sadly, the neo mortgage industry is set. Do they write neo mortgage just because it's the general Neopets discussion? Sadly, the neo mortgage industry is set against us right now. Your neo neighbors will hopefully be kind. Getting rugs and putting up artwork can help with the noise from the neo neighbor. I can't keep saying neo. An air purifier can help with the smell. I mean, this is all good stuff right here. But the rates are coming hopefully going to start reversing down after all the crazy stuff that happened in the past 2 weeks. As you, they really are adding Neo to everything. Are you serious? As long as you're a mature Neo adult that can communicate well and set boundaries, I think this the op- the option maybe Neo. No, no, I can't do this anymore. No, they're adding Neo everything. Oh, dang! Did she actually leave? I just moved out. Yes. Where did you move to? That's more that anyone living in an apartment. Oh, I get it. Yeah, loud selling neighbors. Yes. You moved into an apartment. Oh, I totally read that wrong. Yeah, moved out of my house and moved into an apartment. Loud neighbors. Yes, great. Rugs, white noise machine. Oh my god, I can't. I'm trying to think back to my days of living in an apartment or a dorm. My dorm, my I think I've told this before, but in case no one's ever heard this before, I remember in college, my roommate that I got assigned to for my very first year, nice guy, a little different, but he liked describing himself as Batman, had a Batman lights vanity plate, and he had the room really cold, but he also brought with him a giant stereo system. Like actually giant. He'd play the music really loud and everything. And my room was the one that people would always come and hang out with, which is fine like that. But at some point, you need to sleep. And I remember this one time where he had the music so loud and all these people there that they filed a noise complaint. And I was literally sleeping in the bed. I was out cold, gone. And I got woken up and they said, "Hey, by the way, we're getting a noise violation. We have to go down there to the RA's office." I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, I'm literally sleeping. And everybody else is like, why are you writing this guy? Have you sleeping? It doesn't make any sense. Like I slept through all of it. I was just so tired. I forget what time of night it was, but they dragged my ass down there and I'm like, this is crazy to me. Yeah, I totally understand having loud people around, having it too cold, having all these different kind of smells, but I think that's one of those things where you just enjoy having if you really want the freedom. Freedom isn't like perfection. Just like the house. Like if you want to get yourself a house, a place of your own, it's not going to be perfect the first time around. There's always something that comes with it. I'm near your age and don't know anyone who own a home. Most of the friends still live with their families while working. Yeah, I mean, you're working at home, you're able to save it up. Like you should be able to get a home within 5 years. And if you're not, you have something else going on. And I don't want to say it's because you're not budgeting, right? It's like some people have medical things, some people have to help out their family. I fully understand that. But if you have none of those issues, like let's say you are just common person going to work, have no issues whatsoever. If you don't have a home and you want a home in 5 years, you could do it. I live in a neo apartment for the first time in years at the age of 28 with my mom, lol, and getting used to neighbors is rough. The first month or so, every time my upstairs neo neighbors did anything, I would get startled and momentarily terrified. Meeting my neighbors was has kind of helped now. They're actual neo humans to me, not just some strange noises during the night. Dang, this is crazy. I forgot what it felt like to actually have an apartment and the people around it. I do not miss that at all. I remember, oh, as I was going to graduate, this is funny because I had an apartment at the time. I was away. I live with my girlfriend, and we were away. We went, I think, probably visit my parents. I came back, and my dining room was on my table. My dining room ceiling is what I mean, is on my table. Yeah, so something happened, like the people above me like leaked water down or something, and it collapsed like that part of it. So that was very interesting. Yeah, and my parents are supposed to come and stay with us for the graduation. They're there, so that wasn't very good either. To have that have happened right before that, it was a mess. And by the way, I hate graduation. My girlfriend skipped her entire graduation. She's like, I'm not going at all. Screw it. I had to go because my parents wanted to come, and then we went to a trip to Canada, like literally right after that. But still, like it was not a fun time living in my apartment. The neighbor across from me died. I felt so bad. This lady was kept to herself. Nice when I saw her, but kept to herself. And I'm like, man, it was just sad because no one would check up on her or anything like that. Like, no, I don't believe any family ever came to visit her, and she just died. She died, and there was a bad smell, and we were like, it does not smell good. And they checked on her, and she passed away in her chair. So very, very sad. It was in the summer. I don't know if it was the heat had anything to do with it, but yeah, she passed away. So yeah, the apartment, you never know what you're gonna get. Inside of my home, nothing really happens. I told you I work from home, which is kind of quiet. Outside of the rabbit thing that really pissed me off the week before. So yeah, I think that's where I'm gonna end it. I think this is why I like the general discussion. I could go through all of this. I'm gonna do Neopets on my own here, but hopefully we get back to just things being normal, just in general, going back to the normal general discussion board that we have, and everybody just lets everybody live. I think that's where I'm at this point. Okay, okay, that's good. And by the way, don't sell your freaking board game goodie bags. Use it to influence people. I think that makes sense. Putting up for sale, I don't know what that's attempting to do. But that's just me personally. Yeah. Everybody's allowed to do whatever they want with their items. But that's where I land on all of this. Hopefully, you have a good one. I'll see you later.